I'm going to do my video on Maya's upper body movement analysis. Hers is setting a volleyball. And what I'm going to take out of this are the 3 phases. I think they're very important. Some of the injuries that could happen and how the kinetic chain is affected. And I'm going to relate this back to how I think it will help me in athletic training. So the 3 phases she talked about are the arm cocking phase, the recoil phase, and the push and follow through phase. So some of the injuries that could happen in the shoulder are musculature strains. So this can happen when you come back to setting from doing some setting from taking a break. Muscles will get fatigued quicker. There could be some inferior dislocation that happens. If there's a history of subluxation or dislocations, this can happen again. With the elbow, there could be some ulnar nerve damage. Frequent and repetitive elbow extension may stress the ulnar nerve, loss of function. Wrist and hand. There could be an RCL sprain of the thumb, repeated stress and use when the ball impacts the hand. She mentioned de Quervain's as well. Frequent movement of the thumb into abduction. Hyperextension could happen. The athlete is not prepared for a pass and then go into hyperextension. Lateral epicondylitis could happen. This could be due to the repeated wrist extension. And then for kinetic chain, some of the range of motion could be affected, and scapular dyskinesis. So what I kind of gathered out of this information, there's a lot of nerve damage that can happen during this. She brought up ulnar nerve damage, de Quervain's, just because of the thumb going into abduction. I think this is very important because not in a lot of other sports do you really get a lot of nerve damage that's happening. It's more musculature, it's more ligaments, it's more tendons. So I think relating this back to athletic training, I can get an idea of maybe some more thoughts. If a volleyball player were to come in, most of us would think maybe just focusing on some of the musculature and what it could be. I will think musculature, but I'll also think more nerve pathology and how that could happen. I think it's important for me to understand these phases: the arm cocking phase, recoil, push, and follow through phase. The reason I think this is important is because I'm not real familiar with volleyball. I've watched it a few times. I've watched the men's volleyball, haven't watched the women's volleyball. So I think it is very important for me to understand how these are, what muscles, what injuries can happen during this, and this will be easy for me to determine what type of injury it could be. And it'll help me come to a faster conclusion. It'll help me be more efficient in the workplace, and I will not be thinking as long. So I think those are the important structures of Maya's upper body motion analysis for setting a volleyball.